Imagine meeting someone who trusts no politician, no corporation, no journalist, no religion, and perhaps not even friendship itself. They have an explanation for everything. Acts of kindness, hidden self-interest, charity, public relations, love, biology wearing a mask, hope, a comforting illusion. At first, this person appears incredibly intelligent. They seem impossible to fool. While everyone else falls for lies, they remain skeptical. But then something strange happens. The more cynical they become, the less they enjoy life. The world slowly transforms into a prison where every smile conceals manipulation and every ideal hides corruption. Ironically, cynicism often begins as wisdom. History teaches us that institutions lie, leaders betray, empires collapse, propaganda shapes reality. Blind optimism has repeatedly led humanity into disaster. So skepticism is healthy, but cynicism is something entirely different. Skepticism asks, is this true? Cynicism declares, nothing is true. That tiny difference changes everything. Today, cynicism has become fashionable. Social media rewards sarcasm. News emphasizes catastrophe. Entertainment glorifies anti-heroes. To believe in goodness is often portrayed as naive. To distrust everything is mistaken for intelligence. But what if cynicism isn't a sign of wisdom? What if it's a trap? The armor against disappointment. Why do people become cynical? The answer is surprisingly simple. Disappointment. Every betrayal leaves a scar. A child trusts adults until adults fail them. A citizen trusts government until corruption appears. A lover trusts completely until heartbreak arrives. Gradually, the mind begins constructing armor. If I expect the worst, I'll never be hurt again. Cynicism becomes emotional self-defense. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believes suffering is unavoidable because human desire can never truly be satisfied. Many interpret this as justification for pessimism. But Schopenhauer wasn't celebrating despair. He was describing reality. The cynic goes much further. Instead of accepting suffering, they assume suffering explains everything. Soon they begin seeing hidden motives everywhere. This creates a dangerous illusion, because if every action is selfish, no act of generosity can ever surprise you. No kindness can ever restore your faith. No evidence can ever change your mind. Your worldview becomes immune to reality. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. You notice only what confirms your expectations. Every corrupt politician proves your theory. Every honest one becomes good at hiding it. No evidence is allowed to contradict cynicism. It becomes less a philosophy and more a religion. Nietzsche's warning. Friedrich Nietzsche understood this danger better than almost anyone. He warned about a form of nihilism that quietly consumes civilizations. When people stop believing in truth, they stop believing in meaning. When they stop believing in meaning, they stop believing in purpose. Eventually, they stop believing in themselves. Nietzsche wrote, "He who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster." The cynic believes they are fighting deception. Yet over time, they begin resembling the very corruption they despise. Why? Because if everyone is selfish, why shouldn't they be? If honesty is useless, why remain honest? If ideals are illusions, why sacrifice for anyone? Cynicism slowly dissolves morality, not through argument, but through exhaustion. Once hope disappears, so does responsibility. Diogenes, the original cynic. Ironically, the word cynicism originally meant something very different. It comes from the ancient Greek philosopher Diogenes. Diogenes rejected wealth, luxury, and social conventions. Legend says he lived inside a giant ceramic jar. When Alexander the Great offered him anything he desired, Diogenes simply replied, "Stand out of my sunlight." He mocked hypocrisy. He exposed vanity. He challenged power. But notice something important. Diogenes distrusted society, not humanity itself. He believed people could become free. Modern cynicism often believes people cannot become better. This is an enormous difference. Ancient cynicism sought virtue. Modern cynicism often abandons virtue altogether. The original movement wasn't about hating humanity. It was about liberating it. The cost of seeing through everything. The writer Oscar Wilde once said, "A cynic knows the price of everything and the value of nothing." This may be the perfect definition because cynicism is obsessed with exposing illusions. But eventually, it exposes meaning itself. If love is reduced to chemicals, if courage is reduced to evolution, if beauty is reduced to mathematics, if justice is reduced to power, then nothing remains sacred. Everything becomes explainable, but nothing remains valuable. This is the paradox. The cynic believes they are seeing reality clearly, but reality isn't only facts. It also contains meaning. Meaning cannot be measured with microscopes. It cannot be reduced to equations. It emerges from relationships, from trust, from sacrifice, from shared stories. Destroy every illusion, and you may accidentally destroy the very things that make life worth living. The hidden arrogance of cynicism. There's another uncomfortable truth. Cynicism often disguises pride. Think about it. The cynic assumes they alone understand the world's true nature. Everyone else is deceived. Everyone else is naive. Everyone else is manipulated. Only they see reality. This creates intellectual isolation. Eventually, they stop listening. After all, why learn from fools? But genuine wisdom begins with humility. Socrates famously declared, "I know that I know nothing." Notice the difference. The cynic says, "Everyone else is wrong." The philosopher says, "Perhaps I am wrong too." One closes the mind, the other keeps it open forever. True intelligence isn't certainty, it's the willingness to revise your beliefs. Hope requires more courage. Hope is often mistaken for weakness. In reality, hope demands extraordinary courage. Anyone can predict disaster. Anyone can mock ideals. Anyone can assume failure. It costs nothing. Hope is different. Hope risks disappointment. Hope risks betrayal. Hope risks looking foolish. Yet history repeatedly shows that every civilization worth remembering was built by people who believed improvement was possible. Scientists pursued impossible discoveries. Artists imagined impossible beauty. Reformers challenged impossible systems. None of them were guaranteed success. They acted anyway. Cynicism protects you from disappointment. Hope makes progress possible. The wisest position. Perhaps wisdom lies somewhere between naivete and cynicism. Trust, but verify. Question, without assuming corruption. Recognize evil without denying goodness. Because reality contains both. The world is neither paradise nor nightmare. People are neither saints nor monsters. We are contradictory creatures, capable of cruelty and astonishing compassion. The cynic believes seeing darkness is intelligence, but true wisdom is seeing both darkness and light, without becoming blind to either. Maybe the greatest danger isn't that we believe too much. Maybe it's that we stop believing in anything at all. And once that happens, the world doesn't become more truthful. It simply becomes colder. So the next time cynicism whispers that every act of kindness is fake, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I seeing reality more clearly? Or have I become so afraid of disappointment that I've mistaken suspicion for wisdom? Because perhaps the greatest act of courage isn't trusting everyone. It's refusing to let a broken world convince you that goodness never existed in the first place.